It's Friday, January 16th.
Broader strategic partnership on which to build and create big opportunity.
Welcome. Prime Minister Mark Carney will leave China with a preliminary trade deal that will bring tariff relief to Canadian canola and seafood.
Crowns in Saskatchewan are supposed to make life more affordable, and all we see from a government is downloading costs.
Sask is the latest Crown Corporation to announce a rate hike.
It's very disturbing and it's upsetting for me, and I definitely don't feel safe.
A Métis Nation Saskatchewan elected representative is facing backlash as vulgar and threatening voicemails circulate on social media. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Janelle. Happy Friday.
The roads are the story of the day this morning, even getting around the city of Regina, and we'll hear from Jeremy Dodge in a minute on Saskatoon. It's ugly out there.
It's tough. Visibility is very low, and we're expecting to see that wind continue today, so be careful.
I don't know if you can hear it through our microphones. The broadcast tower on top of this building right now, it's making some noise this morning. So if you've not yet gone out, you want to give yourself some extra time. Let's get to news. The big story on the day is the weather this morning. High winds and blowing snow have created some terrible road conditions. All the highways on the map about to be on your screen are closed. That's Highway 1 from Regina to Balgony and Regina to Belle Plaine. Highway 11 is closed from Regina to Lumsden for swirling, loose and drifting snow along with some ice. Highway 6 from Regina to the junction of Highway 306 is closed for drifting snow. It is also closed from Regina to the Piapot grid. Most highways leaving Saskatoon are reporting winter driving conditions. Those are the lines on your screen in yellow. We'll get a graphics change so we can see that section of road. It also includes large stretches of Highway 11 and 16. Travel not recommended on Highways 11 and 16 north of the city. Travel is not recommended on any highway this morning leaving Estevan. Highway Hotline reported swirling and drifting snow. This was last updated about 9 o'clock last night, so conditions there have likely changed a little bit. To the Parkland, where winter driving conditions exist on all highways leaving Yorkton and Melville. Travel not recommended on Highway 16 from Yorkton all the way to the Manitoba border this morning. And all of those lines on this map in blue is where travel is not recommended. There are a lot of them. It includes Highway 6 from Southie all the way up to Choiceland. All highways leaving Melfort, Tisdale and Humboldt. We are continuing to follow this, and we'll update those road conditions as the morning rolls on. Now, if you are catching a flight this morning, both major airports, we will show this to you on your screen, reminding you to check your flight status before heading to the airport. This is Regina. One flight to Calgary is delayed, another canceled, and a flight to Toronto is canceled. Everything else appears to be running on time this morning. And in Saskatoon, a flight to Toronto has been canceled at 6 this morning. Another to Toronto is delayed, along with the flight to Calgary and to Edmonton. Again, if you are flying this morning, check before you head down there. It was a day of bundling up, shoveling and plowing in parts of Ontario and Quebec yesterday, and now they're going to see even more snow.
It's been cold, it's been snowy, It's been heavy. Yeah. It's been a lot of work. Couldn't get on the road, so I couldn't get my car to the driveway, so I didn't go to school, helping them shovel instead.
Some areas of southern Ontario reported nearly 50 centimeters of snow. The storm snarled all modes of transportation from car to rail to air. Multiple shutdowns were reported. The Ontario Provincial Police responded to more than 250 collisions. 150 of those involved vehicles stuck in ditches or snowbanks. And conditions are improving this morning at Pearson Airport in Toronto, where more than 20 centimeters of snow fell.
There's so much on the airfield that we actually have to melt it in real time. So we have snowplows that push it into one area, and then that goes into the melter and it melts the snow so that we can keep the gates, especially where the aircrafts pull up to the gates, as clear as possible.
According to data from FlightAware, the delays at Pearson were the worst in the world yesterday afternoon during the peak of the storm. There were also major delays at airports in Montreal, Quebec City, and Ottawa, all places that we connect to from here in Saskatchewan. There are still a number of delayed flights this morning. Again, if you're traveling, check before you go. With warm temperatures across Saskatchewan, snow has been on the minds of many bus riders because it's been piling up, making it hard to make some of those stops, and it's getting worse this morning, JD.
Yeah, most roads have been cleared in Saskatoon, Daryl, but there are some transit stops in the city that do have snow pushed aside that gets there during plowing, and that is creating barriers for riders who need to board. The city says it is working to clear known problem spots, but riders say the issue is still widespread. Posts to social media this month have gotten a lot of reaction online.
It's more than just a few areas. That's it. Somebody posted and said, well, when I first posted the stop here on Lorne Avenue, and somebody said, well, that's what most of the stops look like in the city, you know. There's I think about 1,500 bus stops. So it's a big job.
And Clipperton says clearer communication between the city, transit, and snow clearing crews is needed. City tells us they have cleared all reported locations and encouraged the public to report issues to the city's customer care line. RCMP, with the help of Saskatoon police, have charged a man with almost 3 dozen offenses related to a drug trafficking investigation. Here's a look at what was seized following a search at a home on 8th Street in Saskatoon and another in Radisson this week. Fentanyl, meth, opioid pills among the drugs. 38-year-old Chad Mason from Saskatoon facing charges of drug trafficking, weapons offenses, and failing to abide by release conditions. All right, Daryl, back to you with some national headlines this morning.
Jeremy, thank you. Prime Minister Mark Carney announcing a preliminary trade deal with China. During their meeting, Chinese President Xi Jinping told the Prime Minister he is willing to work to improve ties. He pointed to their conversation at the APEC summit this year as a turning point in relations. After the meeting, Prime Minister Mark Carney announced Canada will allow 49,000 Chinese-made EVs to be imported into Canada. The electric vehicles will be at a preferred tariff rate of 6.1%.
This is a return to the levels that existed prior to recent trade frictions. But it's a return under an agreement that promises much more for Canadians.
So what does Canada get in return? Well, on March 1st, China will permanently remove a 100% tariff on canola meal. The tariff on canola seed will go from the current 85% down to about 15%. Also on March 1st, China will reduce tariffs on Canadian seafood and peas until at least the end of the year. The tariff on pork will stay in place. This comes after cooperation deals signed yesterday on energy, agriculture, and crime. Canada admitted more than 393,000 permanent residents last year. Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada says the number is in line with admission targets, adding it is actually slightly lower than projections announced in the fall of 2024. That's when Ottawa released its permanent resident targets as part of its Levels plan, which is a roadmap to pausing short-term population growth. Canada plans to welcome 380,000 permanent residents in 2026. The province is creating a new commercial license category for drone-based pet control applications. The changes also include 1-year license terms for all license types and insurance requirements to ensure drone-based operators have coverage for pesticide drift liability. Rules also now require record-keeping of GPS data on where flights are spraying. Additionally, Sask Polytech will be launching a drone pesticide applicator course later this year. 7 pesticides and 1 fungicide are approved for drone-based distribution right now by the federal government. Farmers are exempt from the commercial requirements when applying pesticide on their own land, but do need to follow all the rules and regulations. Yorkton RCMP are asking you to keep an eye out for an escaped prisoner. 57-year-old Robert Racine, on your screen right now, was serving a sentence at the White Spruce Training Center on Wednesday. He was last seen about 11:30 in the morning on Ball Road in Yorkton. Racine is charged with 1 count of being unlawfully at large. He's about 6 6 feet tall, 200 pounds. He has connections to Regina and Brandon, Manitoba. RCMP continue to search places he's known to frequent. Regina Transit is hoping to keep riders informed on the arrival status of their bus with a new pilot project. The pilot will see real-time digital arrival boards installed inside 4 bus stop shelters, beginning with transit more popular routes in the downtown area, maybe expanded if it is deemed successful. Cities like Saskatoon and Winnipeg already have this technology and have for many years. The city says it's another way to keep customers up to date on the status of their ride.
We currently provide real-time arrival information to customers through our Transit Live application, but it is primarily app-based. So by procuring these external signs, we can install them outside at our bus stops and provide all customers the same real-time arrival information, including those that might not have accessibility to a mobile device.
Regina Transit hopes to have the signs installed before the end of the year and collect data along the way. So we talked about the roads off the top, Janelle. We're now talking about what is causing all of this, and we can hear it here in studio.
Yes, very, very strong winds sweeping through a good portion of Saskatchewan here this morning. And that started last night. Later on in the evening, we did start to see this wind pick up. Now today, there still is the yellow warning put out by Environment Canada, which means that wind is strong. We are expecting to see that continue on throughout the day. So if you are out and about on those roads, be careful. Visibility, especially in the Regina area, is not very good. As you can see behind me, currently -13, 78 km/h winds, and seeing that blowing snow. So between the wind, the snow, it's not great out on those roads. If you can avoid getting out on them, I would highly recommend that. Now over to Saskatoon, -12, 48 km/h winds. Let's take a deeper look at these wind gusts. You can see this hour by hour. This is what we're expecting to see for a good portion of Saskatchewan here today, ranging anywhere from 25 to almost 70 km/h winds. That is expected to stick around throughout the day. Now tomorrow we'll see those wind speeds start to die down a little bit, but today not great out there. For our current temperatures, Stony Rapids at -24, Buffalo Narrows and La Ronge at -20, Melfort and Hudson Bay -17, the Battlefords -12, Kindersley and Swift Current -9, and Yorkton -17. So these are our highs for today. As you can see, wind all around, even a little bit of snowfall. So the Battlefords seeing about a -11 as their high. Prince Albert -14, Yorkton -16, Estevan -13. We've got Moose Jaw sitting at about -10. For our 7-day forecast here in Regina, -12 will be our high for today. As the day continues on and into the evening, we will start to see those wind speeds die down. But as for currently and into the afternoon, we're expecting to see quite a consistency. Now, over the weekend, we'll start to see those wind speeds even out just a little bit. Saturday, -6 and 23 km/h winds, and Sunday, -16 with 29. All right, over to Saskatoon now. -10 is a high for today, still experiencing some of that wind as well. 31 km/h wind speeds are what we are expecting to see. Over the weekend, -2 on Saturday, -16 on Sunday. Monday, we'll be hitting about -14 and a little bit more sunshine. Tuesday for Saskatoon, expecting to see a little bit more snow, some scattered flurries in and around the city, and -8 as the high. In case you missed it, a Florida deputy had his hands full with this runaway.
Come here. Come here, come here, come here. Come on.
He was trying to track down and catch this runaway emu. Eventually, he was able to wrangle it with a makeshift lasso and used his cuffs to keep its powerful legs and talons at bay. Everyone is okay, and the emu is back home.
One enigmatic emu.
It's like,
wow, he's brave.
You never wake up and think that this is what your day will look like.
What did you do at work today? Well,
oh, terrifying.
Tell you, but
I do not like.
You're never going to believe it. Let's go to our question du jour.
All right, so our question today is, what is your go-to breakfast? Jeremy, what is yours?
I have two. I do most mornings. I'll have Greek yogurt, handful of berries, and granola. But I have also mastered the art of the 5-minute breakfast sandwich that I have on occasion as well.
Very nice. All right, Daryl, what's yours?
This morning I'm eating nothing but wind and snow as I walk across the parking lot.
Ew.
My goodness, it tastes delightful with some ketchup.
Yummy, good and cold. Well, we want to hear from you too. You can text your name and answer to 10400. Standard message rates may apply, or you can scan the QR code on your screen. Make us hungry. Tell us what you love to eat in the mornings.
Pay attention to those road conditions this morning. It is ugly out there. There's a lot of wind. Visibility is low. Check the highway hotline if you do have to head out on the roads. We're back with health news after this.
Hello, Jermaine Franklin inside the TSN Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. For it, we go to Vegas. Leafs, Golden Knights, Toronto with some pretty passing. Austin Matthews to Max Domi to Bobby McMahon. Absolutely robbed by Aiden Hill. That, my friends, is the Scorpion. What an incredible save from the Vegas tender. And that is your must-see moment from Thursday. And tonight on TSN, it's an NBA doubleheader. Cavs taking on the 76ers, followed by the T-Wolves and Rockets. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
Across the U.S., respiratory illness is high. Seasonal flu remains elevated, as is RSV, with activity in many parts of the country and emergency room visits and hospitalizations increasing among children 0 to 4 years old. COVID-19 activity is currently low, but is increasing nationally.
Every year, there is a dance of respiratory viruses.
Dr. Frank Esper with Cleveland Clinic Children says all of these seasonal illnesses have similar symptoms. So when you're sick, it can be hard to know which you have. For flu, the two main types circulating are A and B. Flu A tends to be more severe with high fever, shakes, and chills, and more gastrointestinal issues, especially in children. He says adults usually have more of a cough. Symptoms for RSV include runny nose, congestion, decreased appetite, coughing, sneezing, fever, and wheezing.
It really causes problems if you have underlying lung disease, especially things like asthma or COPD, or are prone to have wheezing.
Symptoms for COVID-19 may include high fever, muscle aches, and stomach aches.
If it gets into your lungs, it can cause a really bad pneumonia.
If you're sick, Esper says it's important to be tested to know which virus you have because treating it early is key.
Viruses, once that ball gets rolling, it's very difficult to stop, even with an antiviral medicine.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
Let's take a look at our school day forecast brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. In Regina, by the time you get onto the bus, -13. Grab that jacket and mitts because that wind is blowing with some snow. By lunchtime, still at that -13 mark. About 3 p.m., final bell -12. Seeing that wind remain consistent. Over in Saskatoon, -12 by the time you get onto the bus. By noon, -11, and again, -11 by that 3 p.m. final bell. Over to gas prices in Regina, selling for $1.26 in both cities, most commonly, so Regina and Saskatoon. In Regina, it's as low as $1.03, and in Saskatoon, as low as $1.15. Taking a look at the farm markets, the street price of canola is $5.7362 per ton, and the futures price is $6.3360 per ton. Amber durum wheat is $2.7492 per ton, and red spring wheat is $2.4965 per ton. And the Canadian dollar begins the day trading at 71.95 cents U.S. After the break, who's to blame for a portion of a roof collapsing at a Saskatoon school?
Welcome back to your morning. It is just about 6:30. Let's get to your headlines. Another Saskatchewan Crown Corporation is increasing rates. The latest Sask, which will charge more for internet service beginning in March. Phone company joins SGI and Sask Power with plans for increases in 2026. Wayne Mantika leads us off.
Sasktel has sent letters to some customers informing them of a $5 monthly increase in the cost of internet service. It's about 5% for some and takes effect in March. The Crown Corporation says it will cover the cost of fiber network expansion. The letter says this helps us continue delivering reliable service, faster speeds, and leading-edge technology. Notification has been sent to about half of its internet customers.
Crowns in Saskatchewan are supposed to make life more affordable, and all we see from a government is downloading costs.
The NDP say government rate increases are starting to add up. Earlier this month, SGI announced a $38 average annual increase for license plates. Sask Power has applied to the rate review panel for a $5 monthly increase, which is now being matched by SaskTel for some internet customers.
But if you're getting charged $5 more a month here, $10 more a month here, $100 more a month here, all of a sudden your cost of living is through the roof.
SaskTel's increase won't be subject to a decision by the rate review panel. The phone company has long received an exemption because it is not a monopoly service. Internet customers can shop for a better deal. Many communities in the province have more than one service provider, but it's a highly competitive business, and rates between companies tend to be about the same over the long term. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
A portion of the ceiling at a Saskatoon school has collapsed. A letter from the principal of École Canadien Français says that the principal saying that an incident occurred in the library where a portion of the ceiling detached, quote unquote. She says, fortunately, no students were in the library at the time. And this is the second incident like this. The picture is from June of 2023. You'll remember this one. It shows plastic sheets covering holes in the building and with a rubber bin underneath. The NDP is calling for the provincial government to address the issues.
Thankfully, no one was hurt or injured in this incident, but it points to a reality and to a truth that I say that there's nowhere in this province or anywhere where children and teachers should enter into a building with these types of unsafe learning conditions.
Ministry of Education says French language public schools get annual dedicated funding for maintenance, and the school division can decide how that money is spent. School divisions can also apply for additional funding for renovation projects. The library at École Canadien Français will remain closed as engineers evaluate the damage and determine the next steps. A Métis Nation Saskatchewan elected representative is facing backlash as vulgar and threatening voicemails circulate on social media.
You will never, ever, ever get help from the Métis Nation as long as I'm around.
That is one of many voicemails believed to be from Métis Nation Saskatchewan Representative Brent Dignes. According to multiple family members, Dignes later confirmed on Facebook that he left the messages himself. Métis Nation Saskatchewan says Dignes has been removed from his ministerial roles and that the matter has now been referred to the government's ethics committee. His brother Clinton, who says he has received some of the volatile voicemails himself, says he fears for his safety.
It's very disturbing and it's upsetting for me, and I definitely don't feel safe.
Brent later posted an apology on Facebook saying the language he used was inappropriate and unacceptable. People are coming together in Prince Albert to find ways to combat gangs. It's part of Prince Albert's Gang Prevention Symposium being held this week. Participants include educators, youth workers, and youth themselves. The symposium is designed to inform participants on early intervention and ways to support youth in forming social connections without turning to gang activity. Some of the guest speakers shared their personal experiences with gangs. There were also experts in the field speaking on addressing the issue. One of the organizers said she found out about a similar symposium in North Battleford and wanted to bring it to town.
North Battleford had the same speakers last year in their community, and I was really disappointed that me and my staff didn't go. So then I reached out to them and said, how about you come to my community? I'll organize it. I'll get everything going. You just have to show up. And they were all for it.
The 3-day symposium at the hotel in town was coordinated through Family Futures, and it continues today. Bombardier is making a $100 million investment to build a new factory in Montreal.
It's going to enable us here also to change the way we're building the airplane with more lean technology.
The new facility will be built next to Bombardier's Challenger factory in Dorval, Quebec, is pitching in with a $35 million loan. The province says the factory will create 330 new jobs and create positive economic spin-off. The new factory is scheduled to open by the end of 2027. Repairs to the major water main in Calgary almost complete. We've been telling you about this for a few days. The city plans to activate the final pump this morning, which will bring that feeder main back up to full service. The pipe has been fully repaired and safe drinking water is now flowing through it, but Calgarians still remain with some water restrictions in place. If the pipe works as it's supposed to today, it'll take about 24 hours to stabilize before they can advance to the next phase. This is the second fracture in a water line in the past 2 years. Alberta government now launching a review. Surveillance video has now been released after an incident in Cape Breton last week involving a live grenade that triggered an emergency alert. This one happened on January 7th at a car repair center in Sydney. The video on your screen shows someone firing what appears to be a slingshot and then unsuccessfully trying to bust the glass with their elbow. A few minutes later, the person returns with what appears to be a hammer before tossing something inside. Police say it was a live grenade, which forced them to close off the area and led to an emergency alert. A military explosive team from Halifax detonated that grenade. No arrests have been made. The business says it's offering a $10,000 reward to information that leads to an arrest. A 73-year-old Regina man had been taken to hospital after being hit by a driver downtown. This one happened around 8 o'clock Thursday morning on Albert Street between 14th Avenue and Victoria Avenue. Now, police say the man's injuries are non-life-threatening. Traffic was closed in both directions, but is, of course, since reopened. The Regina Police Service has promoted a 27-year member of the force, to the Deputy Chief of Operations role. The new Deputy Chief, Laurel Marshall, will take over for Chief Laurel Davies, who gave up the position to take over as the big boss in the building late last year. Marshall has worked in many capacities over the years, most recently leading their investigative services division, overseeing several of the police service's key units like major crimes.
I'm excited to take on this role, and for my duties, it's another way of being able to support the chief and our headquarters and our organization, and kind of translating that vision into action with our people.
Chief Marshall also led the Regina Police Service News Conference Thursday. She started her policing career with the Regina Police Service back in 1998. One of the all-time great Saskatoon Blades and former Yorkton Terriers back in the Bridge City, Nolan Mayer, who set the all-time Western Hockey League wins record during his final season with the Blades 4 years ago, has returned to play for the U of S Huskies now. After leaving the Blades in 2022, he spent the last 4 years playing professional hockey, but after returning home to Yorkton for Christmas, a text message from the Huskies head coach helped him join the team, where familiar faces are on the ice with him.
Saskatoon's a second home for me, and lots of the guys in that room have been family with. It's been through Saskatoon with the Blades there, and it's just been really awesome to reconnect and see a lot of old faces and just kind of hang out again in the city that I love.
The Huskies are in Calgary this weekend, taking on the Mount Royal University Cougars. Let's turn our attention to the weather picture. Wind is the big story. There are still all kinds of road conditions, road restrictions out there as well this morning. Janelle.
That's right. Roads are not looking great this morning, and visibility is also not super high today. So you will want to be careful on the roads if you're heading out to work or wherever you're off to. Be careful on that commute. Let's look at this current temperature here in Regina. -14, seeing those wind speeds up to about 61 kilometers per hour. Again, that snow is slowly coming down, and there is blowing snow, which does contribute to the visibility problem that we're currently seeing. Over to Saskatoon, though, clearer sky is -12 is that current temperature and 48 km/h winds. Again, seeing that blowing snow moving through the city. For our wind gusts here, let's take a deeper look into what we can expect. Again, hour by hour, this is what you will see today. Now, again, we're anywhere really between that 25 to almost 70 and above wind speeds here today. So be careful out there. Again, it is very breezy. However, tomorrow is supposed to lighten up. For current temperatures here in Saskatchewan, Buffalo Narrows -20, Stony Rapids -24, Nipawin -16, Melfort and Hudson Bay sitting at -17, the Battleford's -12, Wynyard and Yorkton -17, Weyburn -14, and East End -8. Now for our highs today, the Battleford seeing -11, Prince Albert -14, Yorkton -16, Swift Current -8, Estevan -13, seeing lots of snow and wind. For our 5-day forecast here today, -12 as our high in Regina, seeing those winds climb to about 45 kilometers per hour. Over the weekend, -6 on Saturday, -16 on Sunday. And we will start a fresh week on Monday with -15 and seeing some sunshine. Over in Saskatoon now, -10 as that high for today, reaching about -25 tonight as the low. Over the weekend, -2 on Saturday, a little bit of a cloudier day, and on Sunday, -16, but with more sunshine. Monday, -14, keeping that sunshine around. Now Tuesday, more precipitation is expected. There will be some scattered flurries throughout the city. -8 as that high, reaching about -13 as the low.
The 37th annual Farm, Toy, and Collectible Show goes this weekend at the Western Development Museum in Saskatoon. And Neil Isley joins me now with a bit of a preview. You've been doing this for a number of years yourself, but 37 years this show. These items truly are timeless.
Yeah, you can put it that way, because what I have is I have the vintage, I've got the classic stuff, and I have the new era 3D printed.
Okay. Well, let's talk about some of the stuff that we will see at the show. I mean, it's huge every year. So many people come from far and wide to attend this thing. Yep. Let's talk about some of the classics that you're going to have on display and even for sale in some cases.
In some cases for sale, for sure. That's kind of what the show's about. But I'll be there displaying. I'll have my vintage toy collection, and these are from the 40s and 50s when the tractors were actually made. A lot of times when Dad bought the tractor, the kid got a toy.
Okay, kind of came as a bonus. All right.
That's right.
And now we have these classics here. You wanted to bring up this one because this is kind of where the hobby has gone, right?
Yes.
3D printing. You can basically make whatever you want now.
Yes, yeah. Obviously, you've got to do some programming and some rendering to get this far, and then print it off, glue it together, paint it up. Like Isaac Cole made that. He's from Stettler, Alberta.
Oh, cool.
Made that, and of course, that's just what my grandpa used to farm with, so I had to have it.
Absolutely, you did. So what is the holy grail then? Collectors always have, the real high value things.
Oh, yeah.
What are some of the more high value things, sought after items that we might see at this show?
Well, like for me, I'm after any pressed steel toy that I don't have. That's what I'm after. But it is unique to every person. Like some guys like the little stuff, some guys like the big stuff. It all depends what's missing from their collection and what's available. Not everything is new in a box.
Yeah, right. And a lot of them have like the full farm setups with the barns and the sheds and the power poles and everything. And, there are little details that sometimes need to be filled in, right?
Yeah. Well, and that's just it. And so much of the toy collecting, I feel, is someone making that connection. Whether it's something that they remember as a kid or something they used to drive. Like some of the guys used to drive this stuff.
Yeah,
so
it was their living.
Yeah.
So how would people get into this hobby? I guess come to the show would be a good first step, right?
That's step number one.
Yeah.
Step number one. No, it's to get into the hobby, I think it's quite simple. Really, it's finding a toy that makes sense to you. and build on it. That's how I started. I started with a Massey 44 and found out the toy company that was made, and then, well, I need the John Deere. I need the Cockshock.
Do all the major companies, Massey and John Deere and whatever else might be out there, do they all have toys? Or
in most cases, yes, like they may sublet their own out and have Erdl, the big company, build them. But what's changed that is, say, when you get stuff like FlexiCoil, regional brands, Morris, that's where 3D printing comes in.
Okay. All right, man. Just like everything, technology changes it all, and you can see just how far it has come because we go from the very beginning to the brand new. It's at the Farm Toy and Collectible Show this weekend, Friday, 5 to 9, Saturday, 10 to 5, and Sunday, 10 to 4 at the Western Development Museum in Saskatoon. Thank you so much, Neil, and happy hunting and happy collecting this weekend.
Right on. Thank you so much.
Canada and China reaching a wide-ranging agreement to lower trade barriers and rebuild ties, signaling a pivot in Canadian foreign policy and a break from alignment with Donald Trump's trade agenda. Prime Minister Mark Carney saying he expects China to cut tariffs on Canadian canola after meeting Chinese leader Xi Jinping on Friday, in the first Canadian visit by a leader to Beijing in 8 years. In tandem, Canada will allow 49,000 Chinese electric vehicles into the market at a tariff rate of about 6%, down from the current rate of 100. China will also offer visa-free travel to Canadians. And Prime Minister Mark Carney wants to upgrade Canada's defense and military capabilities by accelerating investment in the country's defense industrial base. And that's something former Defense Minister Harjit Sajjan says his new startup, Juno, can help achieve. We are focusing on technology that directly addresses near-term needs to secure Canadian sovereignty. He says our initial focus is on Arctic sovereignty with a vision to build all-domain dual-use capabilities. Those are your morning business headlines. For B&M Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
It's January 16th, and we have these milestones to share with you. Happy 8th birthday to Olivia, with lots of love from your entire family and all of your friends. Happy early 9th birthday to Kingsley. Your mom, dad, and Beckett hope you enjoy your last year in the single digits. Happy birthday to Donna. Love your friends, family, and the Chaos Dog Sports crew. Happy 39th birthday to Andrew. Love our very own camera operator, Ashley, Xavier, and Hazel. Happy 2nd birthday to Olson, and 40th birthday to Tracy. Love from mom, dad, and the rest of the family. Happy 70th birthday to Carol, your family and friends. Hope you enjoy your special day. Happy 80th birthday to Grace. Your family and friends love you very much. And happy birthday to Alexander and Crystal. Enjoy your days. Happy 2nd birthday to this little Lucy. Your family loves you so much. Happy birthday to Lee, your family near and far. Hope you have a wonderful day. And it's Porter's 7th birthday today. Your mom, dad, and siblings hope your day is extra special.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, you can send us an email at yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca, or you can scan that QR code on your screen. Please make sure to send them at least one day in advance.
What's it look like over on Albert Street? Because it is windy as everything out here.
It's not good. Just driving down Gordon this morning to work, you can barely see out there too. A little blustery out there this morning. So it's a stay in kind of day. Make sure you're entering online at purecountry927.ca for future outings to get you to every concert in 2026. I'm hoping for a perfect week here, because every morning at 7:10 I call out a name for Pure Access, and you have 9 minutes 27 seconds to call back. And so far, 4 for 4. Let's end on the Friday strong. Get you in there for all of the shows. Answer online, and then coming up less than 20 minutes, you can have your name called.
Thank you so much, Chase. Stay warm.
Yeah, good luck with that. We'll see you next hour.
accident.
An accident, huh?
We dug you up, then we brought you back to life.
Hamnet star Jessie Buckley is undead and loving it. She pairs up with Christian Bale's monster in the official trailer for The Bride. They spark not only a romance, but a rampage, going Bonnie and Clyde in pursuit of social change. The Bride, written and directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal, comes alive in theaters March 6th.
Miss Turner, one smile.
Sophie Turner has a new adventure. The Game of Thrones star is the new Lara Croft. Amazon MGM Studios released this first look of Turner in the series, which has begun production. Turner will next be seen in another Prime Video series, Steel, premiering Wednesday.
He might very well be the last of his kind.
Kate Blanchett is getting her Viking warrior back on. The Oscar-winning actress voiced Valka in the animated How to Train Your Dragon movies. Now she's set to reprise the role in the live-action How to Train Your Dragon 2, due in theaters in June of 2027. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Of her from his...
Let's kick things off with a patient princess waiting to become a little monster.
Here comes your song.
Expressive.
What a transformation.
Yes. Whoa.
Little Margaret was a pretty princess until her song came on. Then, like a proud fan of Lady Gaga, she danced to the song Stupid Love, like the little monster she is.
If you're out there and you don't know why we're saying monster, Little Monster is what she calls her fans.
Yes, yes.
We're not disparaging this poor young lady.
That is a very
We've all heard of surprise parties, but what about a reverse surprise party? This is when the guest of honor arrives first, and then one by one, all of your friends and so forth start showing up.
Okay.
It's the gift that just keeps on giving.
Hey, that's fun.
Who else could be here? Oh, it's you.
We
should do this to Jeremy.
We should do this.
If we ever find out where he lives, we're narrowing it down.
Yeah.
We're going to show up one by one to his barbecue.
This is something we do, yeah.
He makes a killer
I
BLT.
would be so overjoyed and surprised. It would be the most wonderful occasion.
Right. All right, Jeremy, what do you have for us?
Okay, speaking of parties, it wouldn't be a party without games, right? And this one is harder than it looks.
Gente do céu.
Okay, so you got to match the photo with your hands.
Okay.
So you place your fist on the circle, open hand on the handprint. Only one person of this group of friends could do it.
I couldn't do that.
You think so?
I don't think I could do it. That looks hard.
Producer Nathan's not doing anything right now. Maybe you could draw up some sheets. We can try this out. I think this would go horribly wrong. We'll play it at Jeremy's reverse surprise barbecue.
Good idea.
We're obviously all very much invited to with our pets in costumes. It is Friday, January 16th.
And in order for Canada to build our own competitive EV sector, we need to learn from innovative partners.
Prime Minister Mark Carney reaches a deal for lower canola tariffs in exchange for allowing Chinese EVs into Canada. We'll wrap up an eventful day 2 in China.
Crowns in Saskatchewan are supposed to make life more affordable, and all we see from a government is downloading costs.
Sask, the latest Crown Corp to announce a rate increase. The Federal Court of Appeal expected to rule this morning on whether the Liberal government unlawfully invoked the Emergencies Act to clear convoy protests 4 years ago. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Janelle. Thank you for being back with us.
Roads out there are ungood. They are improving ever so slightly, but oh my.
Yes.
All that wind, we're hearing it through the studio.
Very windy, very low visibility. Be careful out there.
If you're out there and you're in need of a snowplow driver, Janelle says she can do it.
Let me know. Give me a shout. I'll come help you out.
Got this visual of her taking out cars and hydrants along the road. Just boom, 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 boom. Maybe that's good on location down the road. Let's get to the big story on the day, which is, of course, the weather. High winds and blowing snow have created some terrible road conditions. All of the highways on the red on this map on your screen. That's Highway 1 from Balgony to Regina. Regina to Belle Plaine. Highway 11 is closed for a stretch. It's all because of swirling, loose, drifting snow and ice. Regina to the junction of Highway 306 is closed for drifting snow. It's also closed from Regina to the Piapot grid at this hour. Highway 1 at Moose Jaw has now been upgraded to bare from travel not recommended, so things are starting to improve ever so slightly. Let's take a look up around Saskatoon, where the situation is also gradually improving. Many of them now reporting bare conditions noted in black on your screen. Still some winter driving conditions like Highway 16 there in yellow. Travel not recommended on any of the highways leaving Estevan. That was the report first thing this morning. Now you can see it has changed. Highway 39 has gotten better all the way from Weyburn down to Estevan. That was blue in our last hour. Frobisher, that Highway 18 has now improved as well. To the Parkland, where winter driving conditions exist on all highways leaving Yorkton and Melville. Travel not recommended on Highway 16 from Yorkton all the way to the border at the last look. Now it has improved to winter driving conditions. All of those lines on the map in blue, that's travel not recommended. That continues. Highway 6 from Southie all the way up to Choiceland. All highways leaving Melfort, Tisdale and Humboldt. We will continue to update those conditions as the morning rolls on. And if you are catching a flight this morning, both major airports reminding you to check your flight status before you head to the airport. Let's get to the graphic. In Regina, one flight to Calgary is delayed, another canceled, and a flight to Toronto is canceled. Everything else appears to be running on time this morning. And in Saskatoon, a flight to Toronto was canceled at 6 this morning. Another to Toronto is delayed, along with the flight to Edmonton and Calgary. If you are flying again, check before you go out. It was a day of bundling up and shoveling and plowing in parts of Ontario and Quebec, and they're going to see even more snow today.
Cold, it's been snowy, It's been heavy, It's been a lot of work. Couldn't get on the road, so I couldn't get my car to the driveway, so I didn't go to school, helping them shovel instead.
Some areas of southern Ontario reported as much as 50 centimeters of snow. It snarled all modes of transportation, car to rail to air. Multiple highways were shut down as well. They reported about 250 collisions.
Airfield that we actually have to melt it in real time. So we have snowplows that push it into one area, and then that goes into the melter and it melts the snow so that we can keep the gates, especially where the aircrafts pull up to the gates, as clear as possible.
Now, according to data from FlightAware, the delays at Pearson were the worst in the world yesterday afternoon during the peak of the storm. A lot of flights from here will connect through Toronto, of course. There were also delays at major airports in Montreal, Quebec City, and Ottawa, and still a number of delays this morning. So again, if you have to fly, check before you go. Let's get to Saskatoon and let's talk about bus riders, Jeremy.
Yeah, there are some stops in Saskatoon because the snow has been piling up, making it hard to access some of them. So most roads have been cleared, but there are some transit stops across the city that have snow pushed aside during plowing, and that is creating barriers for riders who need to board. The city says it's working to clear known problem spots, but riders say the issue is still widespread. Posts to social media this month have gotten a lot of reaction online.
It's more than just a few areas. That's it. Somebody posted and said, well, when I first posted the stop here on Lorne Avenue, and somebody said, well, that's what most of the stops look like in the city, you know. There's I think about 1,500 bus stops. So it's a big job.
Everton says clearer communication between the city, transit, and snow clearing crews is needed. City tells us they have cleared all reported locations and are encouraging the public to report issues to the city's customer care line. Emergency crews called to a semi-rollover this week near Kindersley that left a mess along the highway. This was the scene east of the community at about 9:30 Wednesday night. semi tipped onto its side, forcing the lumber it was carrying to spill. Traffic detoured while crews worked at the scene. Paramedics assessed the driver. RCMP say he suffered minor injuries. There is no word on what contributed to the crash. All right, Daryl, back to you with some more national headlines.
Jeremy, a deal has been reached between China and Canada.
This is a return to the levels that existed prior to recent trade frictions. But it's a return under an agreement that promises much more for Canadians.
March 1st, China will permanently remove a 100% tariff on canola meal. The tariff on canola seed will go from the current 85% to about 15%. Also, March 1st, China will reduce tariffs on Canadian seafood and peas until at least the end of the year. The tariff on pork will stay in place. So what did Canada give up in return? Well, Canada will allow 49,000 Chinese-made EVs to be imported. The electric vehicles will be at a preferred tariff rate of 6.1%. The Federal Court of Appeal is set to rule today on whether it was reasonable for the Liberal government to use the Emergencies Act 4 years ago. It was 2022, you remember it, when downtown Ottawa was filled with protesters and large trucks, which is when the government invoked the act. It allowed temporary measures to help regulate the protests, including the prohibition of public assemblies, direction to banks to freeze assets, and a ban on support for participants. Now, today's ruling comes after a decision stating there was no national emergency justifying the Emergencies Act, which the federal government has appealed. We'll bring you updates on that as it becomes available. Closer to home, Regina Transit hoping to keep riders informed with a pilot project. They're going to bring in real-time digital arrival boards. Not like that. That's obviously a static sign. They're going to be in these bus shelters in popular spots, and if it works, they're going to expand it throughout the city. It's very popular in cities like Saskatoon and Winnipeg, where they can update customers in real time.
We currently provide real-time arrival information to customers through our Transit Live application, but it is primarily app-based, so by procuring these external signs, we can install them outside at our bus stops and provide all customers the same real-time arrival information, including those that might not have accessibility to a mobile device.
Regina Transit hopes to have them installed by the end of the year. Last month, a fire destroyed a community fridge in north central Regina, and now thanks to an anonymous donor, the fridge has some new shelves. According to the fridge's social media pages, they do not know the carpenter who did this, but they're thankful for the new addition. The fridge is regularly visited by those making a donation or looking for access to food. In early December, the fridge, located just off Dudney Avenue, was deliberately set on fire. Next week, a community meeting is being held to discuss the future of that fridge. Nutrien has renewed its partnership with STARS, adding $4 million in new funding for the air ambulance network.
I don't know if I'd be here today without them. Thanks, Ian.
The partnership brings Nutrien's total contributions to more than $30 million over more than a decade. Nutrien's initial contribution helped establish a STARS base in Saskatoon with 921 missions flown last year and more than 10,000 since 2012. STARS says the contribution helps the organization be there for people in the province when they need critical care.
We are one link in the chain of survival, but we're an important link. And it is very important to be recognized with support from our partners, both in industry and individuals and in government, because it truly saves lives.
STARS operates 24/7 from bases in Calgary, Edmonton, Grand Prairie, Saskatoon, Regina, and Winnipeg. Road conditions are gradually improving, but it's all that wind causing this whole thing.
That's right. We are seeing a lot of wind here this morning. That started late in the afternoon yesterday and into the evening as well. So we are expecting to see these wind conditions continue today. However, tomorrow things will start looking up. Now let's look at that current condition right here in Regina. Our temperature is -14. We are up to 70km/h winds. Be careful out there on those roads. Visibility, as Daryl had mentioned, is starting to clear up a little bit, but take your time. Now let's look over at at Saskatoon, minus 13, 41 kilometer per hour winds, still seeing some of that blowing snow moving through the city. For wind gusts here today, let's take a look hour by hour at what we can expect to see. So this is from this morning until about 4 p.m. tonight. This is what we can expect. Again, we're still sticking around that anywhere from 25 to close to 70 and even above wind speeds moving through a lot of southern Saskatchewan. For our current temperatures, Stony Rapids is seeing minus 25, Buffalo Narrows minus 20, Spiritwood minus 14, both Melfort and Hudson Bay are at minus 17, the Battleford's minus 13, East End minus 8, Weyburn minus 14, Yorkton minus 17, and Wynyard minus 18. For our highs today in the province, the Battleford seeing minus 11 and those windy conditions along with much of Saskatchewan here. Prince Albert minus 14, Yorkton minus 16, Swift Current minus 8, Weyburn minus 12, and Estevan minus 13. For our 7-day forecast right here in Regina, we'll be seeing minus 12 as our high for today. Now, it will feel much colder with these wind speeds going through the city and, of course, that blowing snow. So bundle up today is going to feel quite cold. Into the weekend, however, we'll start to see things lighten up a bit. Minus 6 on Saturday and minus 16 on Sunday. We'll start a new week on Monday with minus 15 and more sunshine. However, for the rest of the week, we are expecting to see some snowier conditions. Tuesday, minus 9 with those scattered flurries, which will continue into Thursday. Wednesday seeing minus 12 and Thursday minus 13. For Saskatoon, minus 10 today as that high, again feeling much colder than what that temperature is reflecting. Over the weekend, minus 2. And then we've got Sunday with minus 16. Again, seeing more sunshine, which will lead us into Monday. That sunshine continuing in minus 14. Those scattered flurries beginning on Tuesday with minus 8. We'll get into Wednesday, minus 12. Little bit cloudier on Thursday. Some more snow and minus 14. Time for a rural forecast here this morning. Meadow Lake minus 15, Lloydminster minus 11, Kindersley minus 8, Wynyard minus 16 along with Hudson Bay, Leader minus 6, Maple Creek at that minus 3 mark, Carlisle minus 16 along with Broadview. Now let's take a look at Carnduff, where internet speeds up to 1 gig are available from Sasktel. Minus 13 as that high for today. We'll see that blowing snow continue as the day goes on. Those winds are strong, anywhere from 20 to 45 kilometers per hour.
Hello, Jermaine Franklin inside the TSN Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. For it, we go to Vegas. Leafs, Golden Knights, Toronto with some pretty passing. Austin Matthews to Max Domi to Bobby McMahon. Absolutely robbed by Aiden Hill. That, my friends, is the Scorpion. What an incredible save from the Vegas tender. And that is your must-see moment from Thursday. And tonight on TSN, it's an NBA doubleheader. Cavs taking on the 76ers, followed by the T-Wolves and Rockets. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
Here's a little blast from the past and an update thanks to Toronto's massive snowstorm yesterday.
I really wish I was in school right now. I started to love shoveling a lot more now. It's a lot of snow.
You might not remember Carter Trazzolo, but that clip went viral of him just like leaning over. Oh my God, I'm exhausted. That was in 2022. The second clip, of course, he's a little older now. So he delivered the breaking news to the colleagues at CP24 yesterday that he likes shoveling now. He also likes giving back to the community and planned to spend most of his day yesterday shoveling his neighbors out.
Oh, that is so helpful. Good for him.
But just that everybody felt that at the time when that aired the first time. Everybody felt that. Oh,
the exhaustion.
I just wish I was in school. Everybody's in school today. All schools here in Saskatchewan are open, by the way.
Yeah.
It's just very, very windy, so don't wear anything that might blow away. Question of the day.
Yes, our question of the day today is, what is your go-to breakfast We've got a couple answers in so far, but it's not too late. You can still send us more. You can text us at 10400. Standard message and data rates may apply, or you can scan that QR code on your screen. Let's take a look here at what we've got.
We've got a rule on the show, which is don't look at food, don't talk about food. And today we've decided to break both of them.
Here we are.
Break it out the door.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We've got some good ones. We've got Lori here who says my go-to breakfast is oatmeal with toast. That's a classic. That one is always good.
Okay.
It's good.
It's always good.
Apparently we're throwing some protein powder on if you're Jody.
Yes, vanilla and cinnamon. Sounds delicious.
All right.
We've also got Heather here who says 2 hard-boiled eggs and 2 pieces of toast.
Okay, no, to tell the truth, there's some of you out there that still have that cereal from the 90s. Remember this one, Jeremy, where it was just chocolate chip cookies and they called it cereal? Do you remember that one? Some of you are eating that
still
stuff.
exists.
Some of you are eating that stuff. Don't lie. Don't say, oh, listen, I'm a fitness icon. It's now January, what is it, the 16th. You guys have all failed on your resolutions. Be honest.
That's all right. We're
Text
past
us.
the threshold.
That's right.
That's
over.
all right.
You're
Enjoy
maybe
what
having
you want.
pizza
2 weeks.
from last night.
Doesn't matter anymore.
It's cool. Let us know. Scan the QR code. Your morning mystery is up next.
No shame.
Bunch of liars.
Canada and China reaching a wide-ranging agreement to lower trade barriers and rebuild ties, signaling a pivot in Canadian foreign policy and a break from alignment with Donald Trump's trade agenda. Prime Minister Mark Carney saying he expects China to cut tariffs on Canadian canola after meeting Chinese leader Xi Jinping on Friday, in the first Canadian visit by a leader to Beijing in 8 years. In tandem, Canada will allow 49,000 Chinese electric vehicles into the market at a tariff rate of about 6%, down from the current rate of 100. China will also offer visa-free travel to Canadians. And Prime Minister Mark Carney wants to upgrade Canada's defense and military capabilities by accelerating investment in the country's defense industrial base. And that's something former Defense Minister Harjit Sajjan says his new startup, Juno, can help achieve. We are focusing on technology that directly addresses near-term needs to secure Canadian sovereignty. He says our initial focus is on Arctic sovereignty with a vision to build all-domain dual-use capabilities. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
All right, time for your morning mystery. Beyond why our producer Arden had so many computers at his disposal in that shot, the overhead shot. We got our whiteboards. We got 3 clues for you. Today it is a person. Janelle has promised to take her earpiece out
Here we go.
that
It's
Corey
coming
can
out.
help her in the control room. Clue number 1. This actor was born on January 17th, 1962 in Newmarket, Ontario.
Okay.
I think Jeremy and I have it just from that. In 2014, he was one of several comedians to grace a special limited edition set of postage stamps issued by Canada Post. Mike Myers, Catherine O'Hara, and Martin Short were also featured in the series.
Okay.
Okay. He's never won an Oscar or received a nomination despite critical acclaim for his roles in films like The Truman Show, Man on the Moon, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Easy work.
Yeah?
Easy work.
I'm gonna check your spelling.
I wouldn't maybe do that.
Oh. You got me double checking my spell. I don't know. I think that's right.
2 R's.
Your piece is out.
There. Oh, look at this.
I spelt it wrong.
Fist bump. You did it.
Sorry.
What is that? Pinky to fist?
2 R's.
Pinky
Almost
to fist.
perfect.
There you go. It is Jim Carrey, and obviously happy birthday to him tomorrow.
Studio consideration provided by Father's Furniture, specializing in quality Canadian-made furniture.
School Day Forecast is brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. In Regina, by the time you get onto the bus, -14. By lunchtime, -13. And final bell, -12. That wind is continuing throughout the day. In Saskatchewan, -13 by the time you get onto the bus. By about 12 p.m. noon, -11. Sticking around that -11 mark for final bell, 3 p.m. Let's take a look over at gas prices today. Here's a look at Regina. The common cost to fill up is $126.9. You can find regular fuel for as low as $102.9. And in Saskatoon, common cost is $126.9. And the lowest you might find is $114.9. Taking a look at the farm markets, the street price of canola is $5.7362 per ton, and the futures price is $6.3360 per ton. Amber durum wheat is $274.92 per ton, and red spring wheat is $249.65 per ton. And the Canadian dollar begins the day trading at 71.95 cents US. We will be right back.
Good morning. Welcome back to Your Morning Saskatchewan. It is just about 7:30. Sask tell the latest Crown Corporation to announce a rate increase is coming. The price of internet service for some customers will go up by $5 a month in March. This represents about a 5% increase. Sask tell joins Sask Power and SGI in announcing rate increases this month. The NDP say it's starting to add up.
Crowns in Saskatchewan are supposed to make life more affordable. And all we see from a government is downloading costs.
Sask says the rate increase will affect about half of its internet customers. A Métis Nation Saskatchewan elected representative is facing backlash after vulgar and threatening voicemails circulated on social media. Stacey Hine reports.
You're an ignorant. You will never, ever, ever get help from the Métis Nation as long as I'm around.
That message is part of a series of voicemails that some family members of Brent Dignes say he left for them. The Métis Nation Saskatchewan East Region 2 representative later confirmed in a Facebook post that he did leave those messages. Most of them are too vulgar to air. The ones CTV News can share include,
"Don't come to any more local meetings. You're not welcome there. You make me want to puke, you dirty rotten."
His brother Clinton Dignes says he hasn't had contact with Brent Dignes in years. He says there's been a long-standing family dispute over their late father's will. This is one of the messages left for him.
"I'm going to get your and I'm going to tear you limb to limb."
It's very disturbing and it's upsetting for me. And, I definitely don't feel safe.
CTV News spoke with Wesley Black, Dignes's brother-in-law, who contacted RCMP after repeated calls from Dignes Saturday. He says police said there was not enough to press charges or issue a protection order. RCMP telling CTV News, quote, "We do not confirm or deny an individual is the subject of an investigation until charges are laid, if they are laid. This is to be mindful of our privacy obligations." Clinton Dignes says he hopes police will step in.
I haven't been sleeping. I've been up all night watching to see if he's going to show up in the middle of the night or try and, come and bother us.
In a statement, M&S says Brent Dignes has been removed from his leadership roles and that the matter has been referred to the government's ethics committee. CTV News reached out to Dignes but did not hear back. He has issued an apology on Facebook, saying the language he used was inappropriate and unacceptable, and, quote, "does not reflect the standards I hold myself as a public servant or as a human being." Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
A portion of ceiling at a Saskatoon school has collapsed. A letter from the principal of École Canadienne Française sent to parents on Monday. The principal says an incident occurred in the library where a portion of the ceiling detached. She says, fortunately, no students were in the library at the time. This is the second incident like this. The picture you're about to see on your screen was from June of 2023 and shows plastic sheets covering holes in the ceiling with a rubber bin underneath. The NDP is calling for the provincial government to address the issue.
Thankfully, no one was hurt or injured in this incident, but it points to a reality and to a truth that I say that there's nowhere in this province or anywhere where children and teachers should enter into a building with these types of unsafe learning conditions.
The Ministry of Education says French language public schools get annual dedicated funding for maintenance, and the school division can decide how that money gets spent. School divisions can also apply for additional funding for renovation projects. The library at École Canadienne Française will remain closed as engineers evaluate the damage and determine the next steps. Troops from across Europe are arriving in Greenland in the wake of U.S. President Donald Trump's repeated threats about annexation.
was great that we took some of the intensity out of the situation, and of course it's a marathon, it's not a short sprint, and therefore it's going to be very important to to make sure that we're there for the long haul.
The Greenlandic member of the Danish parliament says she appreciates the support from allies. Meanwhile, Denmark's prime minister says Greenland's defense is a common concern for all of NATO. Troops are arriving from countries like France, Germany, the UK, Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. It says it'll be increasing its own military presence as well. The AI chatbot Grok is no longer able to edit images of real people in revealing clothing on the social media platform X. The move follows a decision by Canada's Privacy Commissioner to expand an investigation into Grok after reports it was complying with user requests to digitally undress images of adults and in some cases children. Commissioner Philippe Dufresne says the use of personal information without consent to create deep fakes, including intimate images, is a growing problem that poses serious risks to people's right to privacy.
I think the overarching message here is that we have 21st century problems with 20th century frameworks. We lack legislation. Even in Canada, for example, there are laws against sharing of non-consensual images. However, if that image is AI generated, it's a loophole in the law. So if I take an image of someone in an AI generated, as long as they're not a minor, it's technically not an offense. So here we have a situation where technology has completely outpaced legislation, and we have to play catch up. Otherwise, we're going to see further issues and seeing how technology is going to be weaponized against the population.
Several other countries have launched similar investigations in the past few weeks. It's been more than 2 years since Nikita Jade Harris went missing, but her family and Regina police aren't giving up on the search. On Thursday, police renewed a call for information that could help solve that case. Sierra D'Souza Butts reports.
Nikita Jade Harris is described as a strong-willed leader with a knack of painting and a deep love of her daughter. Harris was reported missing in late 2023. More than 2 years later, the Regina Police Service is renewing its call for information to bring Harris back home to her family.
We understand that life circumstances change over time, and someone may have information that could assist us. Now is the time to come forward with that information.
Harris was last seen at a home on the 2200 block of Broder Street in Regina in October 2023 and was reported missing to police in April 2024. As part of its investigational update on Thursday, Regina Police Service say investigators believe Harris to be deceased based on her lack of communication with her family and online social media presence. However, without having located her, Harris remains on the Regina Police Service's long-term missing person list.
There were tips that came in on this investigation, which our investigators took and followed up with all possible leads, but we're here today asking for your assistance because we need that missing piece of information that we don't have.
Harris's 12-year-old daughter also spoke on her impact, saying, "My mom has been a huge part of my life and she always found a way to see me," adding, "I would love if we could find her to ensure her safety, and I'm so happy to have a mom like her." Regina police say any bit of information can help their ongoing investigation.
Just anything that they might have, if they recognize any of her pictures, if they recall seeing her or hearing about her, or know of anybody who was a part of her life. And sometimes it's that little piece of information they don't realize is the key piece.
People can contact police or Crime Stoppers if they wish to remain anonymous. Sierra D'Souza Butts, CTV News, Regina.
People coming together in Prince Albert to find ways to combat gangs. It's part of Prince Albert's Gang Prevention Symposium that's being held this week. Participants include educators, youth workers, and youth themselves. It's designed to inform participants about early intervention and ways to support youth in forming social connections. Saskatoon hockey fans will recognize a new member of the U of S Huskies who joined the hockey program. Keenan Sorokan walks you down memory lane.
One of the most decorated players in Saskatoon Blades history is back home. Nolan Meyer, who left Saskatoon as the Western Hockey League's winningest goalie and Blades record holder in wins, shutouts, and games played, is a University of Saskatchewan Husky.
It's just been really awesome to reconnect and see a lot of old faces and just kind of hang out again in the city that I love.
Meyer took an unusual path to joining the Huskies midway through this season. After signing with the Philadelphia Flyers farm farm system after his junior days, Meyer has played for 5 different teams the last 4 years. As the playing time dried up, he came home for Christmas, first thinking of playing in Europe before a text from Huskies coach Brandon Cote changed his plans.
It was really quite special once me and my family talked and thought about it and chose to come back and stay at home.
Recruiting never ends for Cote these days, with Canadian junior players now eligible to play college hockey in the States after a decades-long rule was abolished. Leagues across the continent are seeing unprecedented player movement.
It's very exhausting. It's just, I don't like uncertainty. I'm a pretty prepared guy, and when it's not, but you have to learn to just do things on the fly and adjust.
But the Huskies have also benefited from the change, with players from the pro ranks or players like Ben Saunderson, who decommitted from his American school to play for the Huskies. And Saunderson is happy to have his old Blades teammate along for the ride.
We have a really good group of guys in that dressing room. It doesn't take long for guys to become accustomed with everyone, and now he's joking around just as he's been here the whole time.
Cote is happy to have a player of Meyer's pedigree on his team, while Meyer is happy to be back in Saskatoon, albeit a few years later than originally intended.
It's always been kind of a dream of mine and a place that I could always kind of not fall back on, but a place that I knew I was welcomed.
Keenan Sorakan, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Code.
All right, let's take a look at the weather now in Regina. -14 is our current temperature, seeing those wind speeds at about 65 kilometers per hour. Very windy. It's looking like visibility is even lowering a little bit. Be careful on your morning commute. We are expecting to see these conditions continue throughout today. In Saskatoon, -13, 41 kilometer per hour winds. Visibility looking a little bit better in Saskatoon, but again, be careful on those roads. Could be a little bit icy. Let's dive into these wind gusts now. So this is what we can expect hour by hour here today, from morning until close to 4 p.m. here tonight. Now, expecting anywhere really from 25 to over 70 kilometer per hour winds. Be very careful out there. It's very windy. I'm not sure if you can hear it over mics, but we are experiencing that wind, and that is expected to continue on here throughout the day. For current temperatures in Saskatchewan, Buffalo Narrows -20, Spiritwood -14, Melfort and Hudson Bay both at -17, South End -21, Kindersley and Swift Current at -10, Estevan -15, Yorkton -17, and Wynyard -18. For our highs today, right here in the province, the Battlefords will be seeing -12. Swift Current -8, Weyburn -13, Estevan -14, Yorkton -16. As you can see here, the entire province, mostly southern Saskatchewan, is experiencing these wind speeds, so it is important to bundle up here today. For our 5-day forecast in Regina, -12 will be our high for today. As we get into the weekend, we'll start to see those temperatures even out to -6 on Saturday, Sunday -16, and those wind speeds slowing down. We'll start a fresh week on Monday with -15 and a little bit more sunshine. However, as we roll into Tuesday, we will start to see some more scattered flurries coming our way, and -9 as that high. Over to Saskatoon now, -10 today, still seeing those winds. On Saturday, -2. On Sunday, seeing more sunshine, but a little bit of a temperature drop with -16. Monday will roll around and we'll still see some sunshine, but those clouds will begin to gather, leading us over into Tuesday, where more flurries are expected to be over Saskatoon and surrounding areas. -8 is that high, and -13 on Tuesday as the low.
Wardrobe consideration by Colin O'Brien Man's Shop, defining contemporary style for over 20 years.
January is Crime Stoppers Awareness Month, and here in Regina, the program is seeing record results with more tips, more arrests, and more rewards. Joining us this morning to talk about the program and how you can get involved are Kevin Bezendowski from Crime Stoppers, Sean Fenwick with the RPS. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Let's talk a little bit about why it is so important to shine a spotlight on this program this month.
Yeah. Well, Crime Stoppers Awareness Month is just a great opportunity to remind the public that one of the best resources we have are the anonymous tips that are brought in from the public.
Yeah, just to build on that, I want to stress how important it is that an important tool that Crime Stoppers is for the Regina Police Service. We rely on them, every day. Investigations are always more challenging, and to have, just one more tool for us and one more avenue for us to further investigations, it's just fabulous that we have this relationship.
Amazing, and we're seeing quite a big jump in anonymous tips and these rewards coming out of 2025. What does that tell you both?
I guess from the police side of things, it tells us that there's people out there that want to help. There's people out there that feel more comfortable utilizing the anonymity of the program, and we know that it's a program that we need to leverage, and folks want to do the right thing and they want to help the community.
I agree. When we look at it from our side, anonymous tips are always difficult, and sitting on a volunteer board is tough when you can't interact with the people that are providing the tips. So we think, we're moving in the right direction, and we see it's really, on our part, about the community outreach and the education about how Crime Stoppers works.
Right. And some events coming up. Tell us what we can expect.
We've got 2 events. They haven't been completely nailed down. We have, of course, our annual golf tournament, which is in June, which is, sort of the keystone of what we do for fundraising and awareness. But we're trying to sort of embrace our 40th anniversary and go back to our roots. And we're going to be reactivating the jail and bail, which you'll probably remember from the 80s and 90s. So we'll be doing that sometime in the middle of March.
All right. And if somebody has some information and is maybe a little bit hesitant to come forward, what message would you give to them?
You know what, I would say there's no way we can really reassure somebody. The only thing we can do is sort of tell people about the 41 years that we've been doing Crime Stoppers, and anonymity is the keystone of what we do. It's the thing that we prize the most. And in the 41 years that we've been doing this, we have never had a person compromised by providing a tip to Crime Stoppers.
The program is proven, it's tested 41 years. Like Kevin said, the anonymity is 100% guaranteed. And it's just a different way for folks to feel comfortable bringing forward important information that we're always looking for.
Okay, and if somebody has a tip, how can they send that in?
There's 3 ways now. Of course, the classic 1-800-222-TIPS, which is 1-800-222-8477. There's the new p3tips.com app, and you can visit our website at reginacrimestoppers.ca.
All right.
Can I just add to that, Janelle?
Yes, of course.
The other thing is people often are sitting on information and they might be wondering to themselves, is this really important? I think the message I want to get out is let the police decide that. If you're not sure, share it with us, and then we'll make sure it gets diverted in the right location to the right investigative unit, and just don't wonder, just share it with us and we'll make sure that it gets to the right place.
Perfect. Well, thank you both so much for spending some time with me this morning. This is great information.
Thanks, Janelle.
Thanks.
Hey, it's Chase from Pure Country Mornings, back to count down to this week's top 5. Started off with a couple big drops. Tucker Whitmore was number 2 last week, now all the way down to 5 with 3, 2, 1. Josh Ross also tumbling down. He was number 1 last week, now sitting at 4 with Hate How You Look. Well, with those 2 down, we need some going up. Max McNown, he climbs to number 3 with Better Me For You, Brown Eyes. Parma Lee goes from 4 to 2 with Cowgirl. I fell in love with a cowgirl. And a new number 1. She's going to have a brand new album coming out next month. Some great collaborations with that, too. Megan Maroney, top song this week with 6 Months Later. Thanks for counting down this week's top 5 with us. You can catch all of these and the rest of your favorites with Pure Country 92.7. You can find us by downloading the free iHeartRadio app today.
January 16th, and we have these milestones to share with you. Happy 8th birthday to Olivia, with lots of love from your entire family and all of your friends. Happy early 9th birthday to Kingsley, your mom, dad, and Beckett. Hope you enjoy your last year in the single digits. Happy birthday to Donna. Love your friends, family, and the Chaos Dog Sports crew. And happy 39th birthday to Andrew. Love our very own camera operator, Ashley, Xavier, and Hazel. Happy 2nd birthday to Olson and 40th birthday to Tracy. Love from your mom, dad, and the rest of your family. Happy 70th birthday to Carol. Your family and friends hope you enjoy your special day. Happy 80th birthday to Grace. Your family and friends love you very much. Happy birthday to Alexander and Crystal. We hope you enjoy your day. And happy 2nd birthday to little Lucy. Your family loves you. Happy birthday to Lee. Your family near and far hopes you have a wonderful day. And it's Porter's 7th birthday. Your mom, dad, and siblings hope your day is extra special.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, you can send us an email at yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca, or you can scan that QR code on your screen. Please make sure to send them at least one day in advance.
Roads any better over there on Albert Street?
Kind of, sort of. I don't
They're
know.
ungood out
the
here
winds
on the
over here
highway.
went from like 96 kilometers an hour to like 76. So if you can tell the difference of that 20K, maybe it's all right for you this morning. It's our last day, too, for our Betty White Challenge, getting those donations for the Regina Humane Society. And again, with the roads the way they are, I'm expecting people, you probably don't want to go and venture out to the station here, but you can still get those donations in online by donating at peercountry927.ca. We are very, very close to getting up to the $5,000 that Sherwood Co-op will be matching. So we want to make sure that we can cross that threshold here today, and looking for your help to do so. So again, peercountry927.ca, just click on the Betty White Challenge. You can follow the links through that. And don't forget, too, I got my last pair of tickets to give away for Tennille Towns coming up after 8:30 this morning.
A shakeup in the Star Wars universe. Disney has announced Kathleen Kennedy is stepping down as president of Lucasfilm, where she's been in charge for nearly 14 years. She'll return to full-time producing. The company says Dave Filoni will now take on the creative leadership role at Lucasfilm as both president and chief creative officer. Disney is the parent company of ABC News. Harry Styles' long-awaited 4th studio album will be out this spring. The former One Direction star has announced his new album, Kiss All the Time, Disco Occasionally, will arrive on March 6th. It's Styles' first full-length project in 4 years.
What happened?
You had an accident.
An accident, huh?
Here Comes the Bride. A trailer for director Maggie Gyllenhaal's reimagining of The Bride of Frankenstein has arrived. Starring Golden Globe winner Jessie Buckley as the bride and Christian Bale as Frankenstein's monster. The Bride hits theaters March 6th.
This is a time of war.
It's a Game of Thrones reunion. Sophie Turner and Kit Harington, who played brother and sister in the hit HBO series, are now co-starring as lovers in the new gothic horror film called The Dreadful. It'll be out February 20th. And happy birthday to Hamilton star and creator Lin-Manuel Miranda. He turns 46 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News.
We all love our favorite artists, right? But maybe not to the degree of this patient princess.
Here comes your song.
Little Margaret is a huge fan of Lady Gaga. And when she came on, she made that face and started swinging some elbows. Is this similar to what you're going to look like in the stands at Mosaic Stadium when you see the Foo Fighters, Jeremy?
Yes.
Yep. Same outfit.
I will model
my
party time after this one right here.
There you go. There you go.
All right. Well, we've all heard of surprise parties, but what about reverse surprise parties? All right, well, this is the opposite of what usually happens. The guests typically arrive first, but in this case, the lady.
She's already there.
Is already
Everybody
there.
just keeps showing up.
And everybody's coming in.
We should do this to Kayleen, except each of us brings something from our house that we don't want anymore.
And
so we just declutter.
Oh my goodness.
Without her knowing.
That's great.
We just put it somewhere in the domain.
Gosh, I miss her.
So we,
you need a pretty star-studded lineup for this to work,
She's got some room. We're back after this with those highway conditions. Friday, January 16th.
And in order for Canada to build our own competitive EV sector, we need to learn from innovative partners.
Getting a month ahead of myself there. Prime Minister Mark Carney reaches a deal for lower canola tariffs in exchange for allowing Chinese EVs into Canada. We'll wrap up today's events.
Crowns in Saskatchewan are supposed to make life more affordable, and all we see from a government is downloading costs.
Sask tell the latest Crown Corporation to announce a rate increase.
It's very disturbing and it's upsetting for me, and I definitely don't feel safe.
A Métis Nation Saskatchewan elected representative facing backlash this morning as vulgar and threatening voicemails circulate on social media. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Janelle. Thank you for being back with us.
My oh my. We just had a roof fixed on this building, and it feels like, or sounds like, something's going to come through it at some point.
Yeah, this whole thing sounds like it's coming down.
It is windy as all sin out here.
Yes.
In East Regina.
Yes.
So give yourself a little extra time. Those intersections may suck, and a lot of the highways. We're going to take you through those in just a minute because the weather has become the news. We'll get to your forecast in just a minute, which I know includes a lot of warnings.
Yes.
Big story on the day is weather. High winds and blowing snow creating some terrible conditions out there. All of the highways in red on the map on your screen are closed. That's Highway 1 from Regina to about Belle Plaine out to Capel in the east. You're looking at Highway 6 with some restrictions. Highway 39 is closed. Boy, oh boy. It's loose snow, swirling snow, drifting snow, ice. That's what they're reporting in all those areas. Highway 1 at Moose Jaw has now been upgraded to bare from travel not recommended, so it is getting a little better as the day goes on. Let's take a look up at Saskatoon, where the road conditions gradually improving. Many of them now reporting bare conditions, noted in black on your screen. Still some winter driving conditions like Highway 11 there, which is in yellow. Travel not recommended on any of the highways leaving Estevan. First thing this morning, that has now improved, as you see on your screen. Highway 39 has reopened from Weyburn all the way to Estevan and through to North Portal. The areas in blue on the map, those are travel not recommended, so it's starting to get a little better down there. Let's take a look at the Parkland, where winter driving conditions exist on all highways leaving Yorkton and Melville. Travel not recommended on 16 from Yorkton to the Manitoba border. That was last hour. Now you see that is upgraded to yellow, which is winter driving conditions. And all of those lines on the map in blue, those are where travel is not recommended. That includes Highway 6 from Southie all the way up to Choiceland. All highways leaving Melfort, Tisdale, and Humboldt. We will continue to update the highway conditions as they roll on. We've also got them on our social media feeds. If you're catching a flight this morning, here's a look at the major airports, starting with Regina. Flights to Calgary, Winnipeg, those are delayed. Canceled to Calgary at 7:30. That was a little while ago. Up in Saskatoon, Toronto and Mazatlan were delayed this morning. Calgary and Edmonton delayed later on this afternoon. Why? Well, it's because our hubs are Toronto, right? And they dealt with a lot yesterday.
So much on the airfield that we actually have to melt it in real time. So we have snowplows that push it into one area, and then that goes into the melter and it melts the snow so that we can keep the gates, especially where the aircrafts pull up to the gates, as clear as possible.
According to data from FlightAware, the delays at Pearson Airport in Toronto were the worst in the entire world yesterday during the peak of the storm. Also major delays at airports in Montreal, Quebec City and Ottawa. We got a lot of connections going through those airports here in Saskatchewan. There are still a number of delays this morning, so if you are flying, make sure you check your flight status before you go. Let's turn things over to Jeremy Dodge in Saskatoon this morning. JD, good morning.
Thank you very much, Daryl. Good morning. So it may have been unseasonably warm this week, melting snow in the city, right? But for many bus riders, it hasn't solved much accessibility issues because of ice and snow at Saskatoon transit stops are still making it difficult and in some cases dangerous to get on and off the bus. Carla Shinkaruk explains.
That can be far worse.
This stop is just one example of what bus riders face. Snowbanks, uneven footing and blocked access points. While the road has been cleared, the snow pushed aside has created a barrier for passengers trying to get on and off the bus.
This winter has been particularly difficult, I think, for people riding the bus. The snow, city has had trouble keeping on top of it.
Robert Clipperton runs the Bus Riders of Saskatoon Facebook page, where riders regularly post photos of stops like this. Snow piled directly where people need to access the bus. Oftentimes, like with this rider, they exit onto a snowbank.
You had a strong, healthy-looking young guy, as opposed to, somebody trying to get off using a walker, or I can't imagine how you manage with a stroller.
He adds the risk of slipping under the bus is also high. The city of Saskatoon tells CTV News when clearing snow, grader operators attempt to lift their blades at all bus stops to prevent snow piles. However, there are times when a location may be missed. We understand the challenge and frustration this may cause. Adding, most of the problem locations like this on Taylor Street have now been cleared. But even still, the likelihood of a wheelchair being able to pass easily is low.
Riding the bus on a regular basis, I see a lot of seniors or people with disabilities getting on, so it makes it difficult for them to be able to get onto the bus. With
the city encouraging more people to use transit and the future bus rapid transit in the works, advocates say accessibility at bus stops should be an easy fix.
That it should be taken care of regularly. I know we have crazy weather and it's cold and snowy and then it melts and it's windy today, but I mean we have to be prepared for that. So the weather in Saskatchewan is not new.
Some say there needs to be a clear communication between the city, transit services and snow clearing contractors.
We need a consistent plan, and it would be helpful if we knew what the plan was.
It's definitely a hot topic, with more than 17,000 people reacting to Clipperton's photo on Facebook. Carla Shinkaruk, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Saskatoon resident has been charged under provincial legislation for providing immigration or recruitment services without a license. Jun Su facing the charge under the Immigration Services Act. The province says it was laid in connection with an offense that happened between January and June of last year in Saskatoon. The legislation's cracking down on people who provide immigration or recruitment services without a license, replacing a previous law in 2024. The province says violators face the highest fines for offenses in the country under the legislation designed to protect immigrants and foreign workers in Saskatchewan. All right, Daryl, back to you and our Prime Minister wheeling and dealing in China.
That's right. Mark Carney says his government has reached a landmark deal that will see China slash tariffs on Canadian canola in exchange for Canada allowing tens of thousands of Chinese-made EVs into the country.
Tariffs on Canadian canola seed to a combined rate of approximately 15%. China is a $4 billion canola seed market for Canadian producers, and this change represents a significant drop from the current combined tariff levels of 84%. For Canada to build our own competitive EV sector, we need to learn from innovative partners, access their supply chains, and increase local demand. And to help deliver the full potential of these partnerships and bring down costs for Canadians, Canada has agreed to allow up to 49,000 Chinese electric vehicles into the Canadian market, with the most favored nation tariff rate of 6.1%. It's expected that within 3 years, this agreement will drive considerable Chinese investment in Canada's auto sector, creating good careers in Canada and accelerating our progress towards a net zero future and the auto industry of the future.
So here are the details. Canada will allow up to 49,000 Chinese EVs into Canada at a 6.1% tariff. In exchange, China will slash its duties on Canadian canola seed to 15% by March 1st. Federal Court of Appeal is set to rule today on whether it was reasonable for the Liberal government to use the Emergencies Act 4 years ago. You'll remember 2022 when downtown Ottawa was filled with protesters and large trucks, which is when the government invoked the act. It allowed temporary measures to help regulate the protests, including the prohibition of public assemblies, direction to banks to freeze assets, and a ban on support for participants. Today's ruling comes after a decision stating there was no national emergency justifying the Emergencies Act, which the federal government has appealed. A new pilot project by Regina Transit is aiming to expand the amount of information riders get. Donovan Métis reports.
Tommy Creakle rides the bus almost every day.
Some days it could just be like 5-10 minutes late. Sometimes it's on time, sometimes it's early.
He often uses an app to track how far away his bus is, but says it can be inaccurate.
I just wish the buses were more consistent with the times that they showed up because, I mean, people got places to go, things to do.
But not everyone, however, has the same experience.
Map, he said he's coming by 5 minutes. No, I just came here now. Just 3 minutes now, so I think it's not too fast.
And that's why the city is looking to increase the availability of information to transit riders in real time through a new pilot project, installing digital signs at bus stops.
These external signs, we can install them outside at our bus stops and provide all customers the same real-time arrival information, including those that might not have accessibility to a mobile device.
Forsyth says Regina Transit has about 88% schedule adherence. The pilot will begin with 4 bus stop shelters at Transit's more popular stops in the downtown. Cities like Saskatoon and Winnipeg already use this technology and have for many years.
Delays can happen that are, severe weather or accidents, increased traffic, things like that. So by providing the real-time arrival signs, that customer gets that information right away.
But Creakle says other initiatives would better improve transit citywide.
I think they really need to improve just the bus routes and just the times, consistencies in general. It's a limited bus system. It can be better.
City hopes to have the boards installed by the end of the year, and if successful, Regina Transit will expand the program throughout the city. Donovan Métis, CTV News, Regina.
This BC artist had a bit of a surprise when she was heading out for work.
There was a dog.
Now, it was a dog she'd never seen before, and it followed her to work at the store in Victoria. She eventually sent the dog to animal control, but felt bad for the dog's owner, so that's when Lane Smith put her art skills to work. She drew a picture of it, wrote details on where to find it, and posted an art bulletin board and shared it on social media as well. The dog was later found and taken home, so everyone is happy. Let's turn our attention to those watches and warnings, wind warnings across all of the south right now.
That's right. We are seeing quite a few warnings because it is very windy. This started late in the afternoon yesterday, and we are expecting to see it continue on all throughout today. However, some good news. Saturday is supposed to get quite a lot more calm with these wind speeds. But let's take a look at the current temperature right here in Regina, -14. Currently seeing about 69 km/h wind gusts. So visibility isn't great. Recommend keeping an eye on Highway Hotline just to make sure that you're going to be safe out there. Make sure to take it slow. Over in Saskatoon now, -14, 39 km/h winds. Much better visibility from what we can see here in Saskatoon. However, it is important to just be careful on those roads. Things are getting a little icy. For our wind gusts, let's take a look into what we can expect to see for the rest of the day. So this is from early this morning until close to 4 p.m. here tonight. We're really seeing anywhere between 25 to a little over 70 km/h wind gusts moving through the province right now. Southern Saskatchewan is the most impacted, and Environment Canada still does have that yellow warning out here for these wind speeds. For our current temperatures, Buffalo Narrows is at -21, Stony Rapids -26, South End -21, Spiritwood -15, Melfort -18, and Hudson Bay -17, East End -9, Swift Current -10, Estevan -16, Yorkton and Wynyard both at -17. Now let's look at these highs for today. The Battleford seeing -12, Prince Albert -16, along with Yorkton. Weyburn -13, Moose Jaw -10, and Swift Current -8. Now for our 7-day forecast here in Regina. Today we'll be seeing -12 as our high. Tonight -26 as that low. As we get into the weekend, -6 on Saturday and -16 on Sunday. We're starting fresh on Monday with -15 and a little bit more sunshine than what we'll be seeing over the weekend. Now Tuesday to Thursday, we're expecting to see more scattered flurries in Regina and surrounding areas. -9 on Tuesday, -12 on Wednesday, and -13 on Thursday. Over to Saskatoon now, -10 as that high for today, -25 tonight as the low. On Saturday, a beautiful day at -2, seeing a little bit of sunshine, but a mainly cloudy day. On Sunday, little bit more of that sun peeking through, -16. On Monday, -14. Tuesday is when those scattered flurries are expected to begin in Saskatoon and the surrounding areas. That is something to be mindful of as well. -8 and -13 in the night is the low. Wednesday, little bit less sunshine as well. -12 as the high, -22 in the evening.
January 16th, 1939, Superman first debuted in a comic strip by Canadian illustrator Joe Shuster and American writer Jerry Siegel. January 16, 2006, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was sworn in as President of Liberia, Africa's first elected female head of state. And January 16, 2020, the impeachment of U.S. President Donald Trump moved into its final phase in the U.S. Senate.
All right, if you're going to Philly anytime soon, the Rocky statue might not be where you expect it to be.
The steps, absolutely, because you got to get up there and have like the, the moment.
This iconic statue, they're moving it. Philadelphia's art commissions voted to move it from the bottom of the art museum steps back up to the top where it once stood. Obviously. Yeah. That's where most people who've seen Rocky 3 would expect it to be. Now, before that final move, they're going to move it inside for a bit. They got to get the area all ready for a permanent statue. And then there's another replica statue in the city. They're taking that one down and giving it to Sylvester Stallone. Be a cool thing to have in your yard.
As one does.
What a gift.
That's a fitting place for it to go, I think, if ever there was an argument to be made about it. That's it. Question of the day: what are you having for breakfast? It's windy out there. My goodness, you're not getting go today. You're eating something warm.
Yes.
Hot chocolate.
Yeah, we got some great answers coming in. We've got Michelle here who says coffee and a muffin of some sort or banana loaf of bread. And I will always take a good steak and eggs breakfast with hash browns.
Oh, Michelle, do you have that kind of time in the morning?
Amazing.
I know I don't with 2 kids. Raisin bran.
That's occasion, a special occasion.
Special occasion.
I saw you make that on Instagram a couple weeks back.
Sometimes.
You got up
if
early.
I have some steak from the night before.
Yeah,
just chopping up some
minutes.
steak.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
You're an icon.
All right, and then we've got Susan with the raisin bran, Lori here with a banana muffin and some cheese.
Rod giving us a shout out. We appreciate your pandering. That's it for this part of the hour. We're going to reset. We've got Chris Getzlaff, Saskatchewan Roughriders legend, and he is going to be a hockey player this weekend, coming up after the break.
Oh, boy.
Extreme cold, changes in barometric pressure, and sudden weather shifts can create a perfect storm for those who suffer from migraines.
For a lot of people, that is a major trigger.
Dr. Ahmad Estamalik with Cleveland Clinic says winter weather can trigger blood vessels in the brain to dilate, causing inflammation and lead to sinus pressure. Both can increase the number of migraines. Avoiding those attacks starts with being aware of what typically sparks them, like certain foods, caffeine, stress, and sleep issues.
Those who have migraines know what they can do generally to minimize triggers.
Malik says to also avoid the extreme weather as much as possible. Stay inside when you can. Make sure you're hydrated. And he says not to load up on over-the-counter painkillers.
Too much over-the-counter painkillers for migraine patients can have a rebound effect. So suddenly they get into what we call rebound headaches. So typically we recommend no more than 2 to 3 times a week, and then really trying to minimize the other factors.
And while you can't change the weather, you can be prepared, as Malik says, to have rescue and abortive medications on hand in case they're needed when air pressure changes. Finally, if you can't find symptom relief, see a doctor.
There are a lot of ways to deal with, that sudden change in headache frequency. And that's where I think patients should reach out to their healthcare provider for that.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
The Saskatchewan Roughriders Winter Classic right around the corner. A new way to see your favorite players in action in a 4-quarter hockey game. Tyler Lloyd is in studio with us from the Rough Rider Foundation. You know our next guest. He's got a Grey Cup ring. He's Chris Getzlaff. Thanks for doing this. This is awesome.
Yeah.
I play hockey against you a couple times a year at least. I know you can play. How exciting is it?
I don't know about that. But go on, yeah.
I'll give your, I'll give your brother the edge, perhaps, maybe for some reason.
Okay.
What's it like to get out there and play a 4-quarter hockey game in front of Rough Rider fans?
It's a great time. I mean, it's a great event. Lots of players, lots of coaches. You get to see guys that you haven't seen for a while. You get to go out and mix it up on the ice. It's been a competitive game both years. I mean, there's a little bit of a heated rivalry going on there. So, it's exciting. It's just fun. I think the atmosphere is great. More and more people have been coming out. So, really looking forward to it, hoping that we can sell at the barn. That would be amazing this year if we could get a really good crowd.
Yeah, pack the house for the defending champ.
That's right. The barn is up in Saskatoon, Merlis Belcher. It's a great venue. Let's backtrack a second and remind people out there, if they've never seen you before, what the Rough Rider Foundation is all about.
Yeah, so the Rough Rider Foundation is the charitable community arm, separate from the club, but obviously associated with the club. Do a whole bunch of work with students and kids and the school community on mental health and wellness and literacy, and then obviously a whole bunch on amateur football. So run the 50-50 and then run events like this and the Plaza and Pigskin and Punchline to raise money so that we can be active in schools in the football off season, which right now is our championship season.
What's it like to get out and do these alumni events, Chris? You must still enjoy it, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I've always enjoyed it. Spent a lot of time in the community throughout my playing years, and that carried forward after, right? So me being from Regina and still living in the city, now Pilot Butte, but still close enough.
Close enough.
I just always want to be present as long as I wanted to be present. So it's one of those things where the game gave me a lot, and I want to give it back as much as I can.
This is a very different game. We're playing a 4-quarter hockey game, and there are shenanigans, Tyler.
There are some shenanigans for sure. There's going to be we've got Gaynor, we got Sabine, I think, and Mark doing the in game. Kids Sport is running the concourse and doing a bunch of activations, and then I think we've got some challenge flags and some other interesting things that'll show up on the ice, and be a really good time. We've got Kian Schaefer-Baker doing Lowther, Joe's coaching your team, and then our equipment guys Ty and Gordy also set the rooms up like it's pro level room. Our game day team runs it like it's game day, so awesome experience, good vibe, fantastic family event. Bring your kids, get tickets, come out, cheer everybody on.
Okay, let's be honest. Who can play and who can't? Who can skate and who can't? Brett can play a little bit.
Brett's a really good hockey player. Yeah,
yep.
Brett's really smooth. Like, he doesn't look like he's really trying or moving,
East Coast
but
guys,
he moves pretty good. He's got really good hands. Yeah, he's a good hockey player.
Okay, so who's ungood? Who's less good?
Well, actually, I don't even know who's on the lineup this year.
We gotta.
It's a complete reveal for me, so I can't even I really can't talk trash other than to Brett, I guess, and hopefully that we come out and...
He's such a nice guy.
I think
He's got such a young baby.
The most fun one maybe to get an eye on and watch is going to be Coach Andrew Harris is coming out, and so he's going to play, and so he was playing.
Oh, Andrew Harris, a phenomenal.
I've played against him.
Yeah.
Very good.
So there'll be some folks hoping that he's on their roster, I'm sure.
I hope he's on mine.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Where do we get tickets?
I've seen him play. He's
these
good.
guys?
Yeah.
Where do we get the tickets?
Tickets, riderville.com/Winter Classic.
Awesome. Love it. Let's see you there. January 31st. It's at Merlis Belcher up in Saskatoon. Your morning, it is 8:30. There are wind warnings everywhere across the south. 100-kilometer gusts are expected. That is continuing. We'll get to your forecast with Janelle Lippi in just a moment. The road conditions and everything scrolling on your screen right now on our enhanced picture. Let's start with this in news. President Trump's meeting with the leader of the Venezuelan opposition, who presented to him with the Nobel Peace Prize she was awarded last year. Elizabeth Schulze reports.
This morning, as his administration seeks to assert U.S. dominance in the Western Hemisphere, President Trump telling the New York Times the only thing that can limit his global power is his own morality.
Do you see any checks on your power on the world stage? Is there anything that could stop you if you wanted to?
Yeah, there's one thing, my own morality, my own mind. It's the only thing that can stop.
But on the Hill, the Senate trying to reinforce guardrails. In a rare rebuke from Republicans, the Senate narrowly agreeing to move forward to a vote to curb the president's use of force in Venezuela. 5 Republicans crossing party lines and joining Democrats to try and block the president from being able to send troops into Venezuela or anywhere else without congressional approval.
This resolution is limited to Venezuela, and it says that for future armed hostilities, there needs to be congressional authorization.
Trump slamming his defectors, saying they should be ashamed for attempting to take away our powers to fight and defend the United States of America, and adding that those 5 Republicans should never be elected to office again. Trump has refused to rule out putting boots on the ground in Venezuela.
What would trigger a decision to send ground troops into Venezuela?
I wouldn't want to tell you that because, you know, I can't give up information like that to a reporter.
Mary Bruce, ABC News, Washington.
Troops from across Europe are arriving in Greenland in the wake of U.S. President Donald Trump's repeated threats about annexation.
I think it was great that we took some of the intensity out of the situation, and of course it's a marathon, it's not a short sprint, and therefore it's going to be very important to to make sure that we're there for the long haul.
The Greenlandic member of Danish Parliament you just heard from says she appreciates the support from allies. Meanwhile, Denmark's Prime Minister says Greenland's defense is a common concern for all of NATO. Troops are arriving from countries like France, Germany, the UK, Norway, Sweden, and Denmark says it'll be increasing its own military presence. Another Saskatchewan Crown corporation is increasing rates. The latest to do so, Sask, which says it'll charge more for internet service beginning in the month of March. The phone company joins SGI and Sask Power with plans to increase rates for 2026. Wayne Mantica with why.
Sask has sent letters to some customers informing them of a $5 monthly increase in the cost of internet service. It's about 5% for some and takes effect in March. The Crown Corporation says it will cover the cost of fiber network expansion. The letter says this helps us continue delivering reliable service, faster speeds, and leading-edge technology. Notification has been sent to about half of its internet customers.
Crowns in Saskatchewan are supposed to make life more affordable, and all we see from a government is downloading costs.
The NDP say government rate increases are starting to add up. Earlier this month, SGI announced a $38 average annual increase for license plates. Sask Power has applied to the rate review panel for a $5 monthly increase, which is now being matched by SaskTel for some internet customers.
But if you're getting charged $5 more a month here, $10 more a month here, $100 more a month here, all of a sudden your cost of living is through the roof.
SaskTel's increase won't be subject to a decision by the rate review panel. The phone company has long received an exemption because it is not a monopoly service. Internet customers can shop for a better deal. Many communities in the province have more than one service provider, but it's a highly competitive business, and rates between companies tend to be about the same over the long term. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
Métis Nation Saskatchewan elected representative facing backlash after vulgar and threatening voicemails circulated on social media. Stacey Hine reports.
You're an ignorant. You will never, ever, ever get help from the Métis Nation as long as I'm around.
That message is part of a series of voicemails that some family members of Brent Dignas say he left for them. The Métis Nation Saskatchewan East Region 2 representative later confirmed in a Facebook post that he did leave those messages. Most of them are too vulgar to air. The ones CTV News can share include,
"Don't come to any more local meetings. You're not welcome there. You make me want to puke, you dirty rotten."
His brother Clinton Dignas says he hasn't had contact with Brent Dignas in years. He says there's been a long-standing family dispute over their late father's will. This is one of the messages left for him.
"I'm going to get your and I'm going to tear you limb to limb."
It's very disturbing and it's upsetting for me. And, I definitely don't feel safe.
CTV News spoke with Wesley Black, Dignas's brother-in-law, who contacted RCMP after repeated calls from Dignas Saturday. He says police said there was not enough to press charges or issue a protection order. RCMP telling CTV News, quote, "We do not confirm or deny an individual is the subject of an investigation until charges are laid, if they are laid. This is to be mindful of our privacy obligations." Clinton Dignas says he hopes police will step in.
I haven't been sleeping. I've been up all night watching to see if he's going to show up in the middle of the night or try and, come and bother us.
In a statement, M&S says Brent Dignas has been removed from his leadership roles and that the matter has been referred to the government's ethics committee. CTV News reached out to Dignas but did not hear back. He has issued an apology on Facebook, saying the language he used was inappropriate and unacceptable, and, quote, "does not reflect the standards I hold myself as a public servant or as a human being." Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Saskatoon hockey fans will recognize a new member of the Saskatchewan Huskies who joined the men's hockey program after the winter break. Keenan Sorokan on the homecoming.
One of the most decorated players in Saskatoon Blades history is back home. Nolan Meyer, who left Saskatoon as the Western Hockey League's winningest goalie and Blades record holder in wins, shutouts, and games played, is a University of Saskatchewan Husky.
It's just been really awesome to reconnect and see a lot of old faces and just kind of hang out again in the city that I love.
Meyer took an unusual path to joining the Huskies midway through this season. After signing with the Philadelphia Flyers farm system after his junior days, Meyer has played for 5 different teams the last 4 years. As the playing time dried up, he came home for Christmas, first thinking of playing in Europe before a text from Huskies coach Brandon Cote changed his plans.
It was really quite special once me and my family talked and thought about it and chose to come back and stay at home.
Recruiting never ends for Cote these days, with Canadian junior players now eligible to play college hockey in the States after a decades-long rule was abolished. Leagues across the continent are seeing unprecedented player movement.
It's very exhausting. It's I don't like uncertainty. I'm a pretty prepared guy, and when it's not, but you have to learn to just do things on the fly and adjust.
But the Huskies have also benefited from the change, with players from the pro ranks or players like Ben Saunderson, who decommitted from his American school to play for the Huskies. And Saunderson is happy to have his old Blades teammate along for the ride.
We have a really good group of guys in that dressing room. It doesn't take long for guys to become accustomed with everyone, and now he's joking around just as he's been here the whole time.
Cote is happy to have a player of Meyer's pedigree on his team, while Meyer is happy to be back in Saskatoon, albeit a few years later than originally intended.
It's always been kind of a dream of mine and a place that I could always kind of not fall back on, but a place that I knew I was welcomed.
Keenan Sorokan, CTV News, Saskatoon.
So Janelle, where are all those wind warnings this morning?
Well, southern Saskatchewan is feeling most of the wind. That is where those warnings have been dedicated to since yesterday and into today as well. Let's take a look at this current temperature here, minus 14. Now, with that wind chill, it is feeling closer to minus 25 here in the city, and that wind is moving at about 56 kilometers per hour in Regina. Over to Saskatoon now, minus 14. Little bit of a calmer wind speed, however, not by much in Saskatoon at 39 kilometers per hour. Again, feeling closer to minus 27. Let's dive into these wind speeds here. As you can see, they are climbing. We aren't expecting to see these come down anytime soon here today. Again, anywhere from 25 to 70 and above for our wind speeds. That is what we're expecting to see. Tomorrow, though, we are seeing these winds slide down a little bit. So they aren't going to be as strong. However, today, bundle up. For our current temperatures in the province, Buffalo Narrows is at minus 21, along with L'Orange. Nipawin and Hudson Bay minus 17. Spiritwood minus 15. Melfort minus 18. The Battlefords minus 13. Kindersley and Swift Current both at minus 10. Weyburn and Estevan minus 15. Wynyard and Yorkton minus 17. And Assiniboia at minus 11. Now for our highs today in Saskatchewan, the Battlefords are expecting to see minus 12. Prince Albert minus 16, along with Yorkton. Estevan minus 14. Moose Jaw minus 10. Swift Current minus 8. Let's look at this 5-day forecast now. Right here in Regina, minus 12. Again, very, very windy day. We will be reaching about minus 26 tonight as our low. As we get into the weekend, however, we will start to see some calmer winds moving through the city. Minus 6 on Saturday and minus 16 on Sunday. Monday, more sunshine coming and minus 15. Tuesday, scattered flurries are expected and minus 9 is the high, minus 13 as the low. For Saskatoon now, minus 10 today is that high, reaching about minus 25 for the low this evening. Tomorrow, kicking off the weekend at minus 2 and seeing a little bit of sunshine peeking through, however, cloudier day. On Sunday, though, sunshine is coming in minus 16. Now, Monday, minus 14, starting off a fresh week with some sunshine. Tuesday, scattered flurries headed towards Saskatoon as well, minus 8. In the evening, we'll be reaching a low of minus 13.
It's usually hoped new year can bring a fresh start, maybe a bit of a reset, but some new data suggests that is not what's happening for Saskatchewan workers. So I'm joined now by Heather Haslam with ADP Canada. Heather, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming on. So the finding from ADP's latest Happiness at Work Index, Sask is very low down on the scale. Could you, I guess, start off by sharing the findings for us?
Sure. So the ADP Canada Happiness at Work Index is something that we go out with on a monthly basis, and we check on the sentiment of workers across the country. What we've seen for specifically workers in the prairies is a significant decline over the past few months. So if I rewind back to June, we were kind of at the top of the leaderboard. And now, as of the latest December numbers, our happiness has dipped down significantly to really the lowest in the country at 6.6 out of 10.
Okay, so what happened then? You mentioned last year, Saskatchewan and Manitoba leading in happiness, so much higher just a few short months later. Why the change?
Well, we look at a couple of secondary factors that really contribute to it. So we look at things like work-life balance, we look at career advancement, compensation, as well as rewards and recognition. And unfortunately, what we saw in the December numbers, and that have been continuing over the past few months, is a decline in all of them. The largest opportunity specifically for Saskatchewan and Manitoba workers is the opportunities for career advancement. That dropped down to 5.9, and that was the steepest decline.
Okay. And now also in this report, there was something referred to as the time off tax. What's that about?
Yeah, the time off tax is what it is that we look at and ask workers across the country around how much time they have to put in extra before taking vacation as well as returning from. And so it's the burden of taking time off and what that looks like. Compared to pre-pandemic hours, it's significantly up. And what we're finding is that workers have to put in an extra 17 hours in order to take a week's off vacation. Oof. And so that's significant, and it's going the wrong way.
Certainly. Okay, so what can employers do then to change these happiness levels?
Good. So that's where the biggest opportunity is, and why I'm excited that you're asking that question. Employers have a tremendous opportunity if they look at the secondary factors and understand what it is that's driving happiness, because happiness impacts engagement. Happiness not only impacts how it is that we show up at work, but it contributes to the bottom line as well. So what can employers do? A couple things. First of all, encourage taking vacation. We found that less than a quarter of workers in Canada took their full allotted vacation last year. So that's a tremendous opportunity. And the question begs, why? Why? The time off tax certainly is contributing to that. But what is it that employers can do to help that? Encourage taking vacation, making sure that there's backup, making sure that there's policies and procedures, making sure that the workload isn't too heavy. The other thing that I want to make sure that we nudge, specifically for workers in the prairies, is the opportunity to have people leaders sit down with their workers to understand what their ambitions are. If the career advancement secondary factor is the real driver, because that was the one that dropped the most, understand what your team needs, understand what their ambitions are, what support is required, and what skills need to be developed.
Okay, go on, get happy. Heather, thank you so much for a little insight this morning. Heather Haslam, ADP Canada, we appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so much.
It's the pop culture phenomenon that your friends in social media can't stop talking about.
What was that? Not everything is about you, Hollander.
HBO Max's hit Heated Rivalry, with its sizzling storylines and candid depictions of closeted male hockey players in lust and in love, has thrilled millions.
Я хочу только тебя. Не всегда только тебя.
Turning its leads Connor Story and Hudson Williams into overnight stars.
Do you think everyone in the audience has seen Heated Rivalry? That's a maybe. But their trainers have, and their moms have, and their daughters have.
Ilya, the Russian. Shane, the Canadian. Fiercely competitive on the ice. But off the ice, they're just figuring it out. They're not the only heated rivalry couple heating things up.
I mean, the best one's the blueberry one.
Kip is a smoothie barista, navigating his relationship with team captain Scott Hunter. Actor Robbie G.K. recognizing what the show's representation has come to mean for so many.
It's almost like a bit of a haven that it creates within the storyline for people to find comfort in. And I think if I had known the impact and the gravity of that storyline, I definitely would have overthought things.
Amid all that on-screen passion, Heated Rivalry also capturing the tension and anguish of love that's forced to remain in the shadows.
You know, I think that there's a lot of ways in which a story like this can be told. In some of those ways, it could be kind of cringy or miss the mark, and I truly think that the team behind it is what made it special.
I have heard from quite a few heterosexual men who also have been letting me know that it's improved their marriage.
Author of the books that the show is derived from, Rachel Reed, driven to create these stories.
I've just been a hockey fan my whole life, but I've had a lot of problems with hockey culture, and this was a way for me to get a lot of those feelings out on paper.
Since its release, fans flocking to social media, praising the show for including characters who feel just like them, as those characters grapple with trying to live authentic lives.
I hope that people know that there's at least an option and there's a world that if they want to seek that out, there's somebody out there with open arms.
Like real-life hockey player Jesse Cordham, who publicly came out online this week. He says he did it for the teenager who carried a weight that did not seem to fit into that world.
Heated Rivalry helped me realize that visibility matters. It finally allowed me to be that voice for so many that came before me to fight for hockey and inclusion in hockey.
Chris Connolly, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Well, this started out as a little crush, but it turned into a full-blown transatlantic romance.
He's a musician, she's an actress.
And now the whole world is rooting for them. Here's ABC's Danny New.
To fly across the world to meet him for the first time? Yep. Yeah, I am.
A relationship that started with an Instagram message from across the world has now turned into an internet obsession.
The comments are crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, people are just like, have you moved to Ireland yet?
Irish man DMs me, I respond. I go to Ireland, I fall in love with them, because what else am I supposed to do?
Actress and comedian Teresa Rowley of Texas received a message from musician Sean Rooney of Ireland around spring of last year.
He said something that was very Irish, and so I checked his account and I thought, oh, he's pretty cute and he's Irish.
She says it was a slow burn at first, but soon they were talking for hours every day. And Teresa was ready to take a leap of faith across the Atlantic. That is, however, once he FaceTimed with her mother and she got a friend to come with her.
It helps. It helps. It's not foolproof, but, you know, maybe I'm a fool.
Fool in love.
Hey!
Clearly, the first meeting went well.
Thank you.
And since then, her video about the inaugural trip has picked up millions of views on social media. One commenter writing, "You realize by posting this, you've invited all of us to the wedding, right?" Sean has also now visited Texas, making stops at Buc-ee's and a cowboy hat fitting. Although...
He says, what's queso?
His lack of knowledge about Tex-Mex did shock Teresa.
We've talked to WFAA, and now we're in the Washington Post.
And while they say yes, all of this attention has led to questions about whether one of them will move across the world for the other, they say that discussion has commenced.
Do we have the answers to it? No, not yet, you know, but I think that's okay.
For the record, Sean and Teresa said that they were always asked what was that first message he sent her, but they feel at least that part of their relationship should have the right to remain private. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
Oh, I hope they make it.
You'll love to see it.
That's a movie. She's an actress already.
Yes, it really is.
He could write the soundtrack?
Sure.
Simple. Boom. No, Jeremy, are you just like me and just not, just thrilled that I've never had to slide into a DM or do the app-based stuff?
Oh,
like it
my
sounds...
word, I've been married 20 plus years. I can't imagine what it's like to date right now.
Torturous.
Holy.
Torturous. Oh. Okay, well, let's get to sidebar. Wait a second. Were you an online dater?
That is how my partner...
You've been alive 5 years less than Jeremy's been married.
Yes. So. The look on his face.
5 years more. Sorry. 25, 20. Yes, math.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did the online thing?
Yes, that is how my partner and I met.
Oh, look at you go.
I was very lucky. I was very fortunate,
nice.
though. It's hit or miss.
Yeah,
yeah,
plenty of fish in the sea. That should be a website. Let's go over to this little princess waiting to be a little monster.
Here comes your song.
Yeah, that's fierce. That's Margaret waiting for her Lady Gaga song to come on. Lady Gaga for you lay people out there.
She's so expressive.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, she's
a
fantastic.
lot happening there.
There's a lot. There is a lot.
So much to absorb.
Yeah. She's putting her heart into it, though.
There is absolutely so much. A lot of the highways still have terrible conditions. Sitting in my office, I can't see the highway from where CTV is, and if you're in Regina, you know that is not a very far distance.
Yes.
So take a little extra time if you can. Let's take a look at some of the people that make this show possible. We will see you back here on Monday.